Why is it that your children don't respect you? Why is it that when you come home, your children ain't coming to greet you at the door? They're stuck in their room, on their iPads, computers, Apples, Androids. Why is that? Do you feel as if you've lost control? Is it that they no longer respect you? You see, the thing is with parents, and this is a video for parents, by the way, with kids, or a kid, or a child. It's very important that you take them electronic gadgets away from them, give them restrictions, give them time, give them timetables. I know it sounds ridiculous because the world we live in now revolves around technology, right? But there's nothing wrong with giving a kid a normal life that a kid should have. You see, when I go out and I go into public, I see a lot of parents with their children, and their children are just glued to their whatever's in front of them, whether it be a phone or a laptop. Some of them are screaming for the phone, and it becomes like a pacifier. It's almost as if the technology's become a pacifier to shut your kids up. It's terrible. It's a terrible habit. It's a terrible form of parenting, and I don't approve of it. I remember when I was young, I used to have to beg my parents to go outside. I used to have to beg them. Mommy, Dad, can I go outside and play? Can I go outside? No, get in there and finish your homework. Then you can go outside and play. Yeah, I'll do my homework quick then. You know. Now, you have to beg the kids to go outside, to go and play. You want to go outside and play? Just on their gadgets. It's ridiculous. It's terrible. I think that, we should give restrictions. I think that there should be a day of the week or of the month that the government should just switch off every Wi-Fi, and that day it should be a Sunday. I don't know. If I was in control, if I was in power, that's what I would do. I know it wouldn't, a lot of people wouldn't like it, but it would do the world good. Look at what happened when COVID kicked in. How everyone was in the park. Everyone had to sort of relearn how to recommunicate and find something to do amongst each other. It was good in that aspect. If only they could have switched off the Wi-Fi as well, people would have really felt the burden then, especially those people that are addicted to their technology, can't live without it, But back to the kids. You need to learn how to give the children some restrictions, give them some sort of timetable, okay? You can't have this gadget until Saturday. It's a weekend thing. It's not a pacifier. Let them cry it out. Let them fuss it out. I guarantee you'll thank me later. I guarantee they will thank you later. Because otherwise they're going to grow up, don't know how to socialize. Everything they're going to do is just going to be based off that gadget. And as soon as anything drastic happens, God forbid, there's no more technology, no more satellite, boom, that's when they're going to be in trouble. They ain't going to know how to function. They'll probably have a mental breakdown. It's that bad. That's how bad it's getting now for the kids. And the schools ain't helping neither. The schools are almost, it's like they encourage it. I'm not a big fan of schools. I didn't finish school myself. I'm not proud of that. I think school's good for the social aspect of it. Learning how to deal with bullies, learning how to deal with social dynamics in certain situations you can only pick up with school friends, and how to interact with each other. But other than that, it's really unnecessary, man. It's really unnecessary. They go to school for 7 hours. Yeah, they go through all that programming, and now they're introducing all different types of social programming to their national curriculum, and we're not even aware of it because we're not taking the time to understand or investigate what they're teaching to our children. It's absolutely disgusting if you knew what they were teaching to our children. That's why you as a parent should take 2 hours out of your day, or 1 hour out of your day, every day after they come back from school, and you reprogram them to how you want them to be, however you was raised up, because otherwise you're giving your child or your children to a system. They're going to raise them and program them for you, and the kids grow up weird and not like how your family traditionally grows up, and you wonder why, because you're not taking the time to sit there and understand them. Watch the programs they watch. Say, pause it. Say, I didn't like that. Why didn't you like that? And try to understand them, you know, change their perspective on things. Don't let them just take all the programming. I'm not saying don't let them watch TV and stuff, but watch the programs with them. Question them on it. What did you think about that scene? What did that person do wrong? Or why did you find that funny? You know, try to understand your children. Try to, you know, understand what takes them, what makes them laugh, what makes them learn, what makes them upset. You know, programming is very important to put to instill some sort of, you know, your how could I say it? You need to instill your sort of culture into the child. Otherwise, they're just going to be programmed by a system and by a TV, and you're not going to know your kid by the time your child gets to 15. You ain't going to know the child because it's too far gone. You never took the time to sit with them. You never took the time to read them books, read them the Bible. I got a child. I read her the Bible most nights. You know, I was raised as a Christian. You know, but my mind is so dynamic. I understand the laws of the universe, the universal laws of attraction, the laws of power. I understand Islam. I've also read the Quran, the Kabbalah. I've read the Torah. I didn't want to be ignorant because my father, one thing, I respect my father so much and I love him with all my heart because he done a great job to raise me as the man I am today. He took his time out to raise me and instill discipline in me. You know, we went back to where I'm from, Nigeria, and we stayed there and we done everything traditionally, fetching water by hand. We done a lot. That's a video for another day. But the point I'm trying to get to is, you know, he made a man out of me, you know, and I respect that. But one thing I didn't like what he told me, because he was a true Christian. He told me, if it's not Christianity, and this is how he sounds, right? He's got an African accent. Son, if it is not Christianity, it is demonic. I tell you one more time, if it's not Christianity, it is of the devil, you know? And I challenged that. I didn't understand how someone could say that, but not take the time to research what they're saying is demonic. You know, have you studied Islam? I didn't have the guts to ask him these questions because I probably would have got a slap. but that's what I was thinking. Did you take the time to study Islam? Did you take the time to study Judaism? Did you take the time to study Buddhism? You can't say something's demonic unless you or negative unless you've studied it before and now you've come to that conclusion. So I went on a journey after that, and I took my time to study these things, you know, Islam, and I come to a conclusion that it all talks about the same thing. It's all talking about the same God, you know. It's just the logic of it is all the same. There's a God, there's a devil, and then there's me in the middle, scared, trying to make it to heaven. That's the logic of most of these religions, you know. And I'm not gonna go too much into that because that's another video for another day also. But the point I'm trying to get to is that you need to install these programs that you've been raised up with into your children also. Otherwise, they're not going to have any fear of God. There's all these senseless killings or senseless killers, school shooters in America. Over here in London, lots of stabbings going on because you're not taking the time to sit with your child and instill the fear of God into them, instill program into them, instill righteousness into them, or whatever you believe in, you know. Even if you are atheist, it's still science into them. Some sort of knowledge, you know. I don't want to make this a religious episode, but the point I'm trying to make is if you don't take the time to sit there with your kids after they come back from school, whether it be twice a week, 3 times a week, for an hour, then don't cry or wonder why your child isn't the child you no longer recognize or wanted to raise when they get to 15 and they start talking back to you and slamming doors in your face, you know. Because if you took the time to sit with them and understand them, then you would have a bigger impact in their life also. Because I don't know what they're doing at school for 6 hours to then come home to have homework too. So what are you doing at school? What are you learning at school for 6-7 hours to come home with homework? That doesn't make there's no logic to that. I didn't get that. You know, they want to put their programming and enforce it also into your household. That's how deep the programming is. You know, people look past it. People look past the school stuff. If I had my own way, I wouldn't even bother send my kids to school. You know, I would have them homeschooled. the problem is with that, you're gonna rob them of the social aspects of it, you know. So yeah, send your kids to school, but just reprogram them. Ask them, what did they learn in school today? Tell them, okay, that's right or that's wrong, and you know, try to understand your kids. Because if you don't understand your kids and you're not with them, you're not present with them during their, especially their adolescence stages, then don't kick yourself when they grow up with all these weird thoughts and weird, these weird sort of ways of life that has been programmed into them through media, the TV, social media, and school. Those four, oh my God, it does a lot of damage, and this is why society is the way it is. A lot of confused people out here because they were confused kids, unfortunately. So yeah, the lesson of today is raise your kids, be present with them, be present with your kids, reprogram them from the programming, and help them to stay on track, raise them to the people that you want them to be. All right, peace.